Hey guys, we are coming to you with a coffee talk, but instead of coffee, we're drinking water because we already had our coffee today. So let's have us a water talk. And my hair looks really funky right now.
You see who has the best water though, right?
Well, cheers. We're gonna have a water talk with you today. A water talk. Actually, we just wanted to hop on here. We want to try to do at least one coffee talk a week if we can, if we're to where we can. So we just kind of wanted to talk about February, kind of wrap up February. This is the last day of February 2019. And we spent the majority of February, where at?
In Florida.
In beautiful, sunny, very crowded, full Florida. But we miss it. We miss it.
If you want RV sites down in Florida, at January and February, you better book a year out on some places.
Yeah, book a long time out.
Some places you can get in first come, first serve, but usually they're filled up.
Yeah, it's kind of tough in February in Florida, especially if you're flying by the seat of your pants like we have to do, because the way that we travel, we don't always know where we're going to be. Unless we're completely booked up musically, then we can pretty much know where we are, and so then we can schedule out. But the way it usually works with us is we get a lot of last minute bookings. We get a lot of bookings that are like just a month from the time. So yeah, we had an interesting month. We actually started up in the Panhandle. The end of January, we went down to Tampa. Sang at a church, and then we went back up and spent the first week in the Panhandle of Florida, up in well, we didn't actually stay in Falling Waters. We ended up staying at a local RV park there, Outback. It was called Outback RV Park in Bonifay, Florida.
Yeah.
And we liked it pretty good. The Wi-Fi was actually pretty decent, especially the first spot we got. It was pretty decent, right?
When we finished up in the Panhandle area, we went down to the Ocala area, went down to Silver Springs RV Resort.
Yeah, it was RV Park down there.
RV Park.
It was right across from the Silver Springs State Park. We didn't get to visit there. I wish we would have, but we were actually pretty busy trying to set up to sing and stuff like that, and so we sang there. And that RV park gave us, I think it was 3 days free, and then also we did our tip jar, and so we were able to sing there and stay there for a few days.
Of course, that's what they do for their entertainment.
Yeah, and so we're actually booked back there next year, so we kind of got an idea where we're going to be, and it's starting to rain.
And that's the way that they do down in Plant City, down at Robinson Orange.
Yeah,
they gave us time for our
for singing.
Our singing. So,
plus, you get a tip jar, so that works out really good. We will hope to do more of that in January and February of 2020.
Right, but I think we're fixing to get rained out here.
We are. Let's hurry up. Okay, so after we left Silver Springs, we went down to Seminole, Florida, which is in the St. Petersburg area, and we sang around there for a little bit, kind of in and out of there. And so we parked at a local church and hooked up to 110. Maybe Johnny can do a video sometime on how we hook up to 110 with a 50 amp. But some of you may know how we do that, but some people may not. So anyway, we hooked up to 110. We rode our bikes around. We had a really good time. Was able to ride our bikes to the beach one day and really got a lot of good exercise in. And did that for about a week and a half. And then we moved on to like he was saying, Plant City, and that's where we spent some time next to the Parksdale. Parksdale is pretty well known like a produce market, and they have strawberry shortcakes, they have shakes, things like that, and it was really
Just
good.
not what I needed.
No, not what we needed. We took some strawberry bread with us, as you saw in one of our previous videos, but and I've been still eating on that. Put a little bit of butter on top, and it's awesome. It's delicious. So anyway, we ended our time in Florida. We went up, left Plant City, and spent one night in just south of Jacksonville at a state park that something like Mike Rowis. I can post it down below in the description. But anyway,
Really didn't stay long enough to tour that. We
Yeah.
only stayed one night and we left. So
Yeah.
maybe if we go back that way, we can tour it.
and let you see it. Yeah. Then we had to, unfortunately and sadly, that's not really a word, sadly, we had to leave Florida, and we are now in Savannah. But overall, what did you think about Florida?
Well, I liked it a little better this time than I usually do. I'm starting to like it a little better because we're finding that the people are more apt to live music and entertainment down that way, and that's what we do, and that's how we make our living.
Yeah.
Speaking of making our living, I guess we'll go into
Our
our finances
expenses.
later on, and our expenses.
Yeah.
We hadn't went into a lot of that, but that's how we live, is our entertainment and our concerts. So
And they need us down there. They really appreciate what we do down there, and so I think that appeals to us, because who doesn't like to be wanted and needed?
that's right.
You know, if you go on up to Georgia and Tennessee, it's so saturated with gospel groups, and there's just not enough venues for the groups. But in Florida, there's a lot of venues. There's a big need for entertainment, for gospel music entertainment, and we don't do just entertainment; we do ministry as well. But to them, it's entertainment. Y'all say hello to John. And so I think I really enjoyed Florida. Knowing that everybody else was up in Georgia and Tennessee, and it was just flooding and freezing, and it was crazy, and we were enjoying sunshine, getting our little bit of tan on, and you know, getting our vitamin D. I'm so glad we were able to do that, because you know, you can do that when you have the freedom to move around with the weather.
That's right. He's playing with the puppy.
Oh, the puppy. He's playing with the puppy. But anyway, so I think the biggest advice that we could give with Florida, and you may already have figured this out way beyond us, is what Johnny said: book way ahead, plan way ahead, have you a place to go, or else you're going to be one of those people that's you know, waiting real early in the morning at the campground for a first come first serve. We actually didn't do that. We just opted to stay at churches. We do have that option sometimes, and so that helped us out a whole lot, and we thank those churches that let us stay. So we just wanted to give just a really quick overview of our expenses for the month, and actually we're only going to talk about diesel and campground expenses, because those are the two that kind of fluctuate from month to month, depending on, you know, most of the time if we spend a lot in diesel, we won't spend very much in campgrounds, and vice versa. But on this trip, it's been a little different. We've had some churches let us stay there, and then we've also, like we said, had free spots because we sang and we're part of the entertainment there. So this month we spent about $370 in diesel. Not bad at all. Not bad at all for being on our, you know, being out for the month.
That's really good for this trip.
That's really good for this trip. And so also just as good, we spent about $340 on campgrounds. So that's not bad at all either. We did, like I said, we got to stay some, you know, some places for free. and usually we use our generator and we boondock more than this, but because of the issue with our generator, we haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, which we stayed like a week, one whole week at one church, and we sort of reimbursed them a little bit for that power.
Oh yeah. So I guess you could say about $390 we spent on campgrounds, on camping.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost $400.
But it still worked out good this time.
Yeah. Yeah, we were very thankful. I think that those numbers are pretty good for being out. We've had months, and we're going to start every month trying to do like a month in review like this and kind of wrap up the month. And we've had months where we spent almost $900 in diesel.
Oh yeah. Well, that's an average month when we're not able to boondock a whole lot, and we don't have free places to park. Most of the times you don't. And so you're having to run your generator, and you're traveling further at distances at a time.
Yeah. Well, and plus, a lot of the times when we have the high diesel numbers, it's because we were in Tennessee or Kentucky or Virginia.
Yeah.
Honestly, we use way more diesel in the mountains.
Yeah.
I think the flatness of Florida has helped us.
Yeah.
I think our fuel economy is better with it being more level instead of having to climb those mountains.
Yep, you're going through the mountains at 3 to 6 hour trips at a time. Which we've did a couple of 3, and I guess we went from the Panhandle back south and then back to the Panhandle and back south, but that's still,
yeah,
I mean, that's still pretty good for doing that.
I think on this trip total, let's see, we left January 17th, and so on this trip total, I think we spent about we've spent this trip total since January 17th. We have spent about $720 in diesel. But that's for almost 2 months.
Yes, for 2 months.
So I think we've done very well. One area we may not have done quite as well as eating and food. We've seemed to really spend a lot of money on food this month and last month.
Yeah.
And we're less one person, and we're still spending a good bit on food. But
well, you got one growing boy and one boy growing the wrong way, so in the belly.
Yeah. So I think our expenses were pretty good this month. I don't think that we did too bad for it. Okay, so the last thing we want to talk about is March. What's our March going to look like? We are leaving. Tomorrow's the first day of March, and we're leaving and going about 60 miles north to Magnolia Springs State Park, which we will do a review of while we're there. And that's something new we're going to start doing so that we can let you guys see where we are, and so you can decide whether it's a place you might want to visit too. So we'll be in Magnolia Springs State Park a whole week. We have not stayed anywhere except my parents, for a whole week. So we'll be there for a whole entire week. We'll get there tomorrow, and we will leave on the 8th. And then what we're planning to do on the 8th, since we don't have Nathan with us anymore, and John's by himself, we're going to take him to the movies in Statesboro to see the new, what is it? Marvel?
Yeah.
Marvel movie. So we're going to go and do that. And then then we're going to be singing in a couple of places local in South Georgia. And then actually we have about, almost 2 weeks, because we had some dates canceled that we had over in North Carolina. So we've got about 2 weeks where we're going to try to figure out where we need to be. Whether it be singing at a church or campgrounds, or there is also a RV show in Perry, Georgia that we're contemplating trying to make.
We just may very well do that.
Yeah, we think it might be a good
because we're
thing.
yet to do RV show, and we're RV channel.
Yeah, so we got to show you guys some stuff.
For you. Yeah.
So then we'll be booked over in South Carolina for a weekend, the weekend of the 23rd. And then we will actually be headed back to Georgia to get some maintenance done on the RV, because we've got some pretty big trips coming up this year. We'll be going out in September. We'll be going out to Utah. And so we've got to get the RV ready for all these trips.
Utah.
So, yes, so we're going to be doing that at the end of March. And Yeah, so we don't have a really busy music schedule this month, but I think it's going to give us some time to do some prep work and to do some office work and just some wood shedding and stuff we need to get done. So, but anyway, yep. So there you have it. February in Florida and March, here we come.
And if you're still breathing,
There's still hope. God bless you guys. Give us a thumbs up, share this video, and subscribe to our channel if you have not.